Hey, it's Kyle with WMMA Fighters,
Hey, it's Felicia.
and we have Sinda Maricic with us on tonight,
Hey.
or today, whatever, in Australian time. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing all right. Glad it's the weekend.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really
I'm,
glad
I'm,
it's the.
I've got the weekend off too, so it's good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you get some training in today, or you got that on the docket?
Yeah, I'm going to train this afternoon around about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll be asleep.
While
Well, I didn't know maybe.
you're dreaming, I'll be punching something.
Yeah, we'll be dreaming. You'll be punching stuff.
I might still be playing Zelda.
That's a definite. That's probably a definite. So what will you be working on?
Well, I'm going to be doing Muay Thai this afternoon, so like my main intention, my main focus is to do a lot of kick rounds. Just kick, and pretty much until till I drop. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Just kicking and kneeing this afternoon.
Yeah, kicking
Yeah.
stuff is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, kicking takes it out of you. So the more you do in the gym, it's a lot easier to do in the ring or the cage. So yeah, you have to get your stamina up for your kick rounds.
Yeah. So in your Muay Thai fights, how many rounds do they usually go, or what are they scheduled for anyway?
Well, with professional, they're 5 3-minute rounds
Okay.
with with a 2-minute break in between.
Okay. Yeah, I mean Muay Thai
Yeah.
is like
No joke.
a car wreck. I mean
Oh,
the
it's brutal.
intensity. Yeah, the intensity is crazy. I love
Brutal.
recently you posted a video on your Twitter doing elbows,
Yep.
a front left elbow. That was sick. You got a lot of pop there. I wouldn't want to meet that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was at the end of my training session.
nice. Yeah, those are brutal.
Yeah,
And
they're lethal. Yeah, definitely. But they have to be executed properly. If their technique isn't there, it just won't work. So if you have a look at my video, you'll see there's that rotation in my hip,
yes,
and elbow's quite sharp. So a lot of people just over exaggerate the elbow like they're throwing a punch, and that's not going to really work. So there's a short, sharp, hard movement.
right. And you're
Yeah.
not necessarily aiming with the point of the elbow either,
Yeah,
right?
just the
Yeah,
whole wherever it lands. Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Power behind it. We'll
It's
yeah.
say.
pretty much your whole body just driving behind it. So it's your whole body driving. So it's not just your elbow.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot to that.
You
There's a
use
lot
your
to it,
body.
yeah.
But I love that video. I thought it was really cool. It just like I say, your technique is just. I mean, you're one of the best in the world. So that was pretty cool to see.
Thank you.
So do you do your jujitsu at the same gym?
No, it's at Gracie Baja, so which is literally not far. It's about maybe 10 minutes around the corner. So I pretty much do my Muay Thai training and then I go straight to BJJ.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No, but
that's
I like it because I like to be able to perform under pressure. So for me, it's more like what can I do when I'm really tired?
right.
So
It's like
yeah,
being at school.
That's awesome. Um,
yeah,
you got to put yourself in any situation you can possibly think of, right? Because you want to at least feel you've practiced just about every situation.
everything. Yeah, so you pretty much have what you want to call my toolbox.
Yeah,
And the more I can add to my toolbox, the better it is. Because you don't know what's going to happen in the ring or the cage. Like if you get injured, your leg's sore, you have to have other options. If you're just that one-dimensional fighter, you can get yourself in a bit of trouble.
absolutely. And that's the thing too. So like, what is some of your go-to conditioning? I know a lot of people. There's more than running nowadays.
Yeah.
So what kind of stuff do you do to get your body ready to go those drawn out fights?
I do a lot of sprint training. Sprint is really important because a fight is pretty much, it's a marathon, but it's really a long sprint because we're always at that high in intensity. So I do a lot of sprint work. I do a lot of the stair runs. Swimming is really important as well because it really helps open up your lungs. That's really important. Plus, I use that as my recovery session as well. You can do your tire flipping and all that sort of stuff. I kind of tend to steer away from that. I rather just stick to the traditional sprinting, stair running, and I also do strength training, like weight training as well. But you don't want to put on too much size because you have to make weight.
Right.
So there's a bit of a fine line. But each fighter, they choose what works for them.
Right.
So.
Okay.
I prefer to do mine all in the gym. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be fighting, so I'll be throwing 300 knees at the end of my session to 500. That's how I build up my stamina. So if I can throw out 300 strong knees at the end of it, that's my conditioning. So I'm not going for a marathon or for a sprint race. I want to be strong in the actual fight. So that's where your main strength has to be. The rest of it is just a bit of an add-on. If that kind of makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. And
yeah. But some fighters tend to sometimes spend more time, doing road runs, flipping the tires, and all that sort of stuff, where they should be in the gym just throwing their kicks and their knees around.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. I like that question because everybody's different.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, a lot of fighters nowadays are swimming.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always swam. My coach made me swim, right, and I wasn't a swimmer. I could barely swim 25 meters. But yeah, swimming's really important. It's something I do like once or twice a week. It's not something that that I have to do every single day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a heck. I mean we go to the the pool, with the kid and have friends over, and I'm exhausted after that. So.
No, we go to the mall and walk around and come back, and we're all passed out
and
on the
we're there
couch
for hours.
Yeah. Well, that is tiring.
Right.
That's more emotionally draining.
Yeah, it is. It totally is. It's awful.
I feel like
emotionally, I feel exhausted just thinking about it.
I need to start MMA fighting and training for work nowadays.
What was that?
I said I feel like I need to start training to fight for work nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I work with children from 4th, 5th, 6th grade. I think we have one 3rd grader, and they're all boys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they're all physically aggressive and autistic, so I get daily.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Tips.
Yeah, just hold them tight and give them a nice hug.
Yeah, deep pressure is also a really huge thing for them.
Yeah. I always say you can always if anyone's really angry, just give them a hug and kill everything with kindness.
Well, and what people don't realize too is deep pressure, the hugging, like that is a sensory thing for everybody in the world. It doesn't matter what kind of condition you're in or what you're going through. Your nerves helps calm them down.
Absolutely, it changes everything.
So, how old were you when you got started in this?
I was 18.
Oh, okay.
I was 18.
And got to follow up with what motivated you to try it out?
I was working in a takeaway shop at the time, and my boss, he owned the martial arts shop, and he said to me that I should learn some form of self-defense. So I just went along to a class one day, And there's an Australian kickboxing champion there, was throwing his kicks around. I said to him, "Hey, John, show us your kicks." And I just started kicking. I just felt this adrenaline rush, and I just liked it from there. But what really got me into it was my trainer at the time. He showed me what's called a parry, which is a defense for a punch. So basically, you just do this movement, deflect the punch, and you can hit the person back. So that counter striking is what really got me hooked. And anything in life, if I start something, I want to just finish it and be really, really good at it. So that's how I pretty much started.
Well, you are definitely beyond really good at it. So,
but he did say to me, he goes, "You're going to be awesome in 6 months." And I was 6 years later, I was still waiting for that awesomeness to appear.
Yeah, I'm 32. I'm still waiting to be awesome.
Yeah. No, I loved it. But the reason why I got into fighting is I was learning all this stuff, and I said to my coach, I said, "How do I know this works?" And I said, "I want to fight." And he actually wouldn't allow me. He goes, "No, I'm not gonna schedule you a fight. I don't want you to fight." And at that time, females in my state, it was actually illegal for us to fight. So
wow.
Yeah, it was only legalized, I think, a few years ago. So we were way behind.
Wow.
So we could fight in karate and things like that. And what we used to do is we used to tie a sash around our waist, and we used to say that we're fighting karate, but we're actually kickboxing.
That's weird. I had no idea that was
it's actually illegal. In our state, for the rest of Australia, it was actually legal, but just for my state, they wouldn't allow us to fight. Yeah.
Being illegal to fight here in Ohio, but I could go down to Kentucky and kick a hillbilly's ass.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. It's crazy though, like the loopholes and the things, the hoops that you have to jump through to do what you want.
Oh, it's crazy.
And that's also interesting too, because the Australians, especially in the WMMA and combat sports in general, are taken over. I don't know if you've seen the next couple big UFC cards, like UFC Chile and the UFC in June. A ton of Australian women on the card. So that's really cool.
Yeah. I think Megan Anderson's fighting Holly Holm. Is that in June?
Yeah. You got that. You got Jessica Rose Clark coming up again. Nadia Kassem in June. So I mean, they're all over. Yeah, Megan Anderson's awesome. I think she's very underrated and underappreciated, to be honest. But yeah, I'm actually working on a like top Australian prospects project. Yeah. For people to look at, so that should be a lot of fun. I mean, those three are on there definitely. It's just cool.
Australia has got Australia, like in Muay Thai, we have got some of the top elite fighters in the world that come from Australia. You know, you got Nathan Corbett, you got John Wayne Parr. Like these guys are animals. Like they're complete weapons. So we're pretty lucky.
Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like seeing it. I like the how popular it's getting. So one thing I wanted to ask you about was the picture you put up there a couple days ago. One of the first women Muay Thai officials to referee both men and women. How was that? I bet that was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, geez. When I first started officiating, when I first did the course to become an official, they wouldn't give me a job at first. And I was just like, hey, I've done the course, I've done all my shadow judging, I want to judge, like give me a job. And they gave me a job, and so I started judging. I'm just like, you know what, I actually want to ref. And then they go, okay, well, you can only ref female fights. I'm like, no, I want to do guys as well. Like, why can't I do guys? Then eventually, I just started doing guys bouts as well, not just amateur, but professional. And I was chosen on many occasions to be the main ref when a lot of the shows went live on TV. So that was a real honour to go, hey, I want you to be our ref for the night. It's pretty cool. It's even cooler when guys would come up to you and say, hey, are you refereeing my fight tonight? I go, yeah, I'm refereeing. Go, oh, so good. Like, it's a really cool thing. Like, especially back, 15 years ago, where there are not a lot of females around, right. And guys are wanting you to referee their fights. But I was confident in my abilities. I could read the fight. I knew exactly what was going on, and I'm not afraid to get in between the fighters. You see a lot of refs; they stand too far away from the fighters, and the opponent gets damaged. Like the referee's job is to keep both fighters safe. And you can't do that from across the octagon or from across the ring. You have to kind of be there within the triangle, and you have to step in between them. Like, they aren't going to hear you say stop or break, or like those guys are in the zone.
Absolutely.
And the amount of times I've been punched, kicked, or I've copped it. I've actually worn it to protect the fighter. So that's what you have to do.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the job, and it's especially when a fighter cannot defend themselves, you need to get in there as soon as possible.
You have to get in there, these people need to live another day,
Right.
They need to live, like, they've got jobs to go to, and it's a sport, so yeah. But, I didn't take any crap from them either. Like, some of the fighters, they would spit their mouth guards out to try and, waste time. By the time you pick it up, take it to the corner. Whereas I knew what was going on. So I used to just pick up the mouth guard and just shove it straight back in their mouth. There's no going back to the corner. Do you know what I mean?
Like knock this shit off. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of
so I was confident. And you see a lot of referees, they don't know how to read the fight. They let things go on for too long, like when there's nothing going on. Just break them up.
Right. Yeah, that I think that there's a science to being a good referee. I think. There's a lot to it, and sometimes. It depends. Sometimes, when the referee is announced for a fight, you just know that it's going to be just ridiculous. I hate saying that, but it just, you can look at I miss John McCarthy, to be honest. Anytime that dude was out there, you knew it was going to be action. But I mean that's tough. But what a really cool accomplishment, I mean, I think that's definitely something to be proud of.
Well, when Teddy actually posted that on Instagram, and I actually completely forgot about that. I used to do that, and I did that for over 10 years, and it actually made me feel quite emotional, and I got a bit teary about it because it's such a when I look back, I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, I was so young and so determined to go, I know I'm a girl, but I can do this. I've got it,
Right. Yeah, that's cool. So how long after you started training, and got into Muay Thai that you had your first fight?
I think I trained for 18. About 2 years, about a year and a half to 2 years, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not something that you can just do. I mean, there's a lot to it. There's a lot you got to learn, I think. I mean,
just your physical. Just there's so much to it.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, especially Muay Thai, you have so many different limbs that can come at you at any time. There's so many things you have to learn, and I think awareness, where you are, where your opponent is very important, and I think that just comes with time. That's not something that you just have. It comes with time.
No, it's time, and it's just practice. Like you have to live and breathe it. So unless you're living and breathing it, that's all you have to think about when you wake up in the morning. Is all you have to. That's all you think about. And that's the last thing you think about when you go to bed is your Muay Thai, is your fighting. And you have to remember the actual boxing ring compared to the cage. The boxing ring is quite small. It's only 5 meters on the inside, whereas the octagon's quite big. And if you haven't got your shit together in that ring, that ring becomes even smaller in there. Right. So you got no room to breathe in there.
It's like eat, sleep, and breathe. Last thing you think about when you go to bed, first thing you think about when you wake up. It's a relationship.
Yeah. It is. You have to, because it's actually dangerous. If you don't have your if you don't know how to defend yourself, and you can actually get seriously hurt, like seriously hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this is something that doesn't get talked about a lot, but Kyle actually used to fight. And so, like, Kyle used to fight.
Oh, did he?
Yes. When we first got together, he was fighting. And we don't talk about that a lot on here because we do focus on the WMMA. But, like, when you talk about the relationship, I think about when we first got together, like, the bruising and the things like that. Like, I was always freaked out. Like, are you going to break something? Like, what's going to happen here?
Yeah.
So
when you
a bunch of different limbs coming at you.
Yeah, when you first start, I was only talking about this yesterday actually. When you first start, you're literally covered in bruises. But over time, your body, it's amazing how it can just adapt to what you needed to do, and you don't bruise. Eventually that just all stops. But at the beginning, I used to come home and my mum would go like, "You look like you're being bashed." I'd have bruises everywhere. My knuckles will be bleeding, my knees, like my face.
Yep. He's currently training with our daughter to help her learn how to do some of the fighting and the kicking and stuff like that. And she's like, "Mom, I don't know where this bruise came from." I'm like, "I
do." That's cool. But yeah, eventually all of that stops, and you end up toughening up.
Well, it's like eventually too, things that you used to think would hurt so bad, you just don't feel it anymore.
You don't feel it. Like all of a sudden you wake up the next day, like my nose is it's a bit tender. I couldn't work out why I was so sore. I thought, oh, that's right, I got punched in the face yesterday, but at the time, I think you just get so used to being hit that it's just normal.
Right. It's like, 15, 20 minutes punch in the bag and you're like, oh, no big deal. Your knuckles are gushing blood, but you don't feel anything. And the next day you're like, why did I do that?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, those are, that's all good points. I swear to you, I think I broke both of my feet when I was, or at least fractured or something, when I was learning.
Oh, yeah.
Because I did boxing. Now, that's where boxing, I played football, American football, obviously, and I wrestled for school. That was it, and I got into the Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu stuff, and I swear to you, I never kicked a bag before in my life. And the Muay Thai instructor, he's like, yeah, and then we're going to work on kicks, and I'm like, all right, great. And, of course, it's like a 150-pound bag, and, he's like, just rip into it, and I do, and I'm like, that was a bad idea. Those things, they are not forgiving at all. I mean, they're just dead weight. Just dead weight. Yeah. But over time, I mean, I came home and I was like, I couldn't walk. Everything hurt, but I liked it. I was like, that was cool. And the fact that I could still move, I said, if I can move tomorrow, I'll go back. And I willed myself back.
You have to.
Yeah, I recommend it to anybody and everybody. I think it's great. It's a lot of fun. And it toughens you up. And you hurt in places that you didn't think could hurt.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So you get really tough. Like you said, at some point you just stop bruising. The only time I would bruise was when I was learning something new or sparring or something. But outside of just, working on routine and stuff. I mean, once you get calloused, you don't even feel it anymore.
No, you don't. No. It's like my elbows are calloused, my knees are calloused, my knuckles are calloused, and,
Yeah.
Just over time.
Eventually, it's just harder to bleed.
Yeah, it's hard. It's harder.
Used to be, I'll hit this a couple times and my knuckles are busted. Now I'm beating on it for an hour and nothing's happening.
Yeah, they eventually stop. So
I think more so than anything, we just kill nerve endings and our body just shuts it down at the time. Like, okay, I'm so sick of losing stuff here. I'm just gonna change my anatomy. Like the body just moves.
Pretty much.
So what is your so do you do coaching, MMA or jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai?
Yeah, I do. Like, I don't coach on, say, a regular, like, scheduled basis, but I'm always coaching someone, always. Like, whoever I'm training with, if there's someone else there training, I can't help it but go over and help with their technique. And I'm really passionate about it. I love my Muay Thai. I love sharing my knowledge. I love passing it on. And there's even a few people that even just online who'll send me their videos, and I'll send them some instructional videos back on the areas which I think that they can improve on and how to improve on their technique, just to help with their
That's fantastic. So where would that just be, like on social media? People reach out to you?
Social media. People reach out, so basically, I just get them to send me a video. I said, yeah, I'm more than happy to have a look, and I'll send them a quick instructional video back. And I just love sharing. I love sharing my Muay Thai. I love sharing my knowledge. So yeah,
that's awesome.
And I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty cool. See, a lot of people. I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people like to keep stuff to themselves. Or they'll post something on social media doing techniques, but it's not individualized. I like to connect with people, and I like to be a part of their journey, because I had so many people be a part of mine, and I'm so grateful for that. And for me, it's like giving back.
Wow.
And that to me is a part of being a champion. It's people help me, and now I want to give back.
That's fantastic, and that's what I love about martial arts. I mean, the culture. It doesn't really matter which you're doing. What discipline you're pursuing. I've never had a bad experience at a martial arts gym ever. I
love.
Yeah, and me reaching out to you, and as we've talked and communicated, it's been great. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and. Yeah, we'll definitely share this out. Like, hey, she wants to teach you how to be better. Yeah, that's what I'm here for, and I love it, because it's individualized. It's not just about me posting something on social media. This is how you throw a kick. This is how you do this. I want to see how that person throws, because everyone's different. Everyone needs something different to work on. Yeah, and I just want to be a part of people's journeys. So it's just my way of giving back. That's so cool.
And it makes you. I mean, you're a fantastic person for that. It's not easy to do, to instruct people, to show them the right way to do things when they don't quite know where they're going.
Yeah. They don't know where they're going, but I know the direction that they need to go. I know where they need to start. See, what can happen is they can their trainer, then they look on stuff up on YouTube, so they get overwhelmed with all this information. But you need to just really strip it back and just go back to basics, and just you need to develop a strong foundation. Once you've got that foundation, you can build on it. So I've been doing it for a long time, so I know how to strip things right back and put people on the right path.
Right. It's like, people are going to find so many things on YouTube, and it's not necessarily going to be right.
No, and there's a lot of stuff that isn't right on YouTube.
It's kind of like part of the foundation of YouTube is just let's see how much we can do wrong and see if anybody calls out it. I seriously think people do things wrong on purpose just to see if they can get called out on it.
Yeah, you just have to be careful. So I'm here to help anyone really. So
it's nice to know that there's still professionals that are nice and down to earth and willing to help out there in the world, because it's hard to find good people like that.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
No, I'm here. Because especially I know you never forget where you came from, you know. So and that's really important. So
right. Should we derail?
We can, yeah.
All right. So, I don't know if Kyle's warned you. I don't know if you've seen much. We talk about food a lot. Food is our thing.
Food?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what is your number one guilty pleasure?
I love chocolate. Chocolate's my thing. Chocolate. I really love that. I'm not sure if you guys have got it in the States. It's called the Boost Bar. Have you heard of it?
We have the Boost drinks. I don't know if the Boost bar is anything like that, but is it like a protein bar or is it just like a candy bar?
No. It's pure chocolate. Like it's like it's a chocolate log. I like to get the king size, not the normal size, the king size.
Everything.
It has to be king size. Yeah, the bigger better. It's a log. And it's got caramel on the inside with chocolate on the outside. And it's more so the texture of it.
Oh, my goodness. So is it like the thinned out stretchy caramel or like the firmer caramel?
It's thinned out.
It's like the Carmelo.
That sounds amazing.
I love caramel and chocolate. Like I could eat an entire box of Milk Duds and be okay with it.
Yeah. But the thing is, right, if I can't just buy a block of chocolate, it's either I eat the whole lot. I won't go just one row.
Right, it's like
who does that?
I can't stop. I have to keep going, and then you realize you ate it all, and you're like, what did I just do?
What did I just do? I'm going on a diet tomorrow.
I actually did that this morning with donuts.
Oh, God.
Did you?
Oh, my God. I can't stop. I mean, they're so easy to eat. And I like the glazed with the little chocolate ice on the top. I could eat like 4 of them, of the regular sized ones, in one sitting.
Oh, they go down too easy.
Right? Especially when they're fresh and warm.
Yeah, way too easy. So donuts are a go-to as well.
So
definitely.
With your weight cut, do you do any kind of special dieting? Do you have any go-to like meal plans or anything like that?
Yeah, I consulted a nutritionist to help me with that. It's something that I can't get down to weight on my own, where I have to sit for actually, you know, to weigh in. So I get help because you need to have energy to react to your fight camp. So it's not a matter of just not eating food, getting down to weight. So there's a bit of a science behind it, especially with females' bodies. Our water retention fluctuates. So that's a bit of a pain as well. So I do need professional help in that regard. You do get a diet plan, but things change from week to week depending on how your body responds to it. So something might not be working that week, and I have to change it the following week. So yeah.
Hormones suck.
Yeah, we've got it tough in that regard.
I could have 10 pounds of water weight on one week and it be gone the next. So
exactly,
it's so hard, especially since, I mean, even just on average, women's water retention is higher than a man's.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and then, you know, you add the hormone factor in there. So like next week, it's going to be 10 times worse.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's your favorite healthy food then that you have to eat during your dieting?
My healthy food. I enjoy clean eating anyway, so what I do enjoy is that I can have peanut butter. I'm allowed peanut butter or any sort of nut spread. You just kind of dip the spoon into the jar and, you know. So I can have that with my meals because we have to have fat within our diet. So that's kind of a bit of a blessing. I can have feta cheese as well. So because I can have those sorts of fats within my meals, I don't feel like I'm on a diet.
Right.
The food actually tastes quite good. Yeah.
Yeah, cheese and peanut butter are probably two of the main foundations in my everyday diet.
Yeah.
I mean, peanut butter is amazing anyway.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like I'm eating something that I shouldn't when you can just dip a spoonful of peanut butter out and sit on the couch with it. Like, I know that I'm not doing something horrible for my body, but it's so good.
So good. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then, once your camp is over, you've weighed in, you get off the scale, what's the first thing you reach for?
Well, I hydrate. Yes, it's water.
Just water?
Yeah. I usually have like an electrolyte tablet within the water. So I would have saunaed. So I would have been sitting in the sauna for a bit. So I usually do that first thing. Just scull some water.
Right. I just know, like, some people do the Pediasure, some people do Gatorade. But I think water with an electrolyte tablet is probably, like, the healthiest way you could go with that.
It is, yeah. So I rather stick to that. I don't go crazy with my food after weigh-in. I just stick to my normal diet because I don't want to have a dip in my energy if I've eaten something bad. So I usually wait till after the fight. And
then what do you go for then?
I usually, to be honest, because I can't have dairy during, I'll go for a cappuccino. So I'll go for coffee.
I miss coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to have Starbucks every day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I love coffee.
All right, I have to ask the famous question because it's our it's our question. You all right over here?
I'm good.
Okay, so we're famous for this question. Do you feel that pineapple belongs on pizza?
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah, absolutely.
We are winning.
Absolutely.
Kyle feels that you can say that it doesn't belong or you're wrong. I say that it does belong and he's wrong for saying it doesn't.
I've always had pineapple on pizza.
Thank you. Thank you. See, even on the other side of the world, they know what they're doing.
Where do you people come from? Like, that's just
Australia.
I can't do it. I can't.
You're losing.
But we are getting our butts kicked.
Yeah.
Like the no crowd, the right crowd, we're getting our butts kicked.
It's because you're the wrong crowd.
Well,
I'm having pineapple.
Pineapple's good just in general.
Yeah, I like pineapple. Not a big fan of
Just
it on
not
pizza.
pizza.
No.
Just not
Something he has not tried yet is grilled. So I'm going to do that with him this summer and see how he likes it.
Yeah, grill the pineapple and then put it on pizza. I think that might be okay. But here's the thing, at least I'm willing to try. You know what I mean? Like, I've tried pineapple on pizza. I don't like it. I think it freaked me out, but I just don't like it.
All right. So, being in Australia on the other side of the world, I have to ask then, what is your favorite local food? Something that you guys do there that you know you're not going to find if you travel anywhere else to fight?
Favorite food. I don't eat a lot of takeout actually. If I go by the beach, the fish and chips are really good. Like, they're really good.
Yeah.
So that would be the one. The fish and chips.
The fish and chips is better there than it is anywhere else?
Yeah, the fish and chips. Chips.
What kind of fish do you prefer?
Barramundi.
Ooh, that's a new one.
You haven't heard of that one?
No, I'll have to look it up.
It just sounds good, though. It just sounds like it would taste good.
Oh, it's good. It's good. You'll have to Google it.
I will.
Yeah, so, on the coasts here in the States, there's, at the beaches and the resorts and stuff, there's, fish and chips all over the place, and it's decent, but, a place like Australia, a lot of places in Europe, I bet it's just better. you know.
Yeah, Australia is, to be honest with you, I was in the States a couple of years ago, so it wasn't that long ago. And the States compared to Australia's like a big retirement village, to be honest. It's a massive retirement village. It's like, wow.
Sign me up.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, so when you guys retire,
Right.
you're all here.
It's actually one of my bucket list items is to go to Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so laid back, and we're meant to be a first world country, but it doesn't feel like it coming from the States, I'll tell you that much. We're a massive retirement village.
But see, I am low maintenance, laid back, low key anyway, so I feel like that would be better for me than living where we live now, where if I walk too far out my front door, I'm going to get hit by a car.
Oh, wow.
Like, I would rather be where I can just walk out my front door and walk.
Oh, you can do that here, definitely. Definitely. No, Australia's a great place.
Yeah, my
a great
grandparents,
place.
they have 7 acres, and then my other grandmother, she had 14 acres. For most of our relationship, she recently sold it, but I used to go purposely get lost in the woods behind her house because I just love stripping it down to nothing.
Yeah, we have so many great bushwalks here, it's unbelievable. And that's one of the things I really like doing, is just going for bushwalks, just random bushwalks.
I bet.
Yeah.
Hiking is
You can literally, I could literally just walk out the street because there's so much bush behind me and just go find a trail and just go and go for a walk.
That's pretty cool.
I love to hike. I love being outside in general. Like, if the sun's out, I'm out. 90% of the time, you'll find me somewhere outside if the sun comes out.
Yeah.
I'm a summer baby. I was born in the summertime, so naturally, like, over here, the people who are born in the summer usually like and prefer to be outside, and in the summer, it's just kind of like how their body is. So, like, me and my daughter, I don't know if you know anything about, like, zodiac signs and astrological, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
We're both
I'll pull
Leos.
into that.
We are both Leos.
Oh, I is.
Yes, so me and my daughter share that love together.
Oh, cool.
This one is an avid endorsement, and his idea of roughing it is a fully loaded RV.
With air conditioning.
I took him camping a couple years ago, and we booked the site for 2 nights. After the first one, he begged me to take him home.
Oh, my God.
No joke. We told the people at the site next to us they could have our campsite for the next night, so they would have a double wide, and I had to take him home. He wouldn't stay.
It was
Oh,
terrible.
my goodness.
Although we did discover Frisbee golf.
Yeah.
I never played it before, and, that was on the campground or whatever. That's a lot of fun. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but that's a blast.
No, I've actually never been camping.
Well,
I've never
yeah.
been camping.
If you love outside like you say you do, you would probably love camping. There's nothing better than sitting out in the middle of nowhere around a fire, knowing that all you have to do is turn around and crawl in a tent to go to sleep.
Yeah, I would love that.
Oh, it
I
is
love that.
fantastic, especially when it's like a little cooler at night than it is during the day, so you're not going to sleep and sweat your butt off and wake up miserable. If it's just a little bit cooler, you wake up to the sun rising, just, a hoodie and sit by that fire, I am golden.
That's cool.
I tell you
That sounds
what,
like lots of fun.
I think it would be cool to camp on a beach.
Yes.
I love the sounds of, the waves and things. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, so Peter Christensen, ring announcer, saying hi. He says you guys...
Hey, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so he's here. It's pretty cool. So he's happy to see you getting some press. I mean, we're happy you're here too. I mean, this has been a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
So, you live in Australia, and for a lot of people in the States, that's a bucket list place to go.
Yeah.
Where would you like to go? If just anywhere, if you could.
I like to go to the Maldives. I see way too many photos and pictures, and that just looks amazing.
Where's that at?
Looks amazing. I'm not sure where it's at or how you get there. But it looks amazing. So tropical. The clear, the crystal blue waters, and yeah. Apparently, it's not cheap to go. It's not cheap at all.
Oh my God! So
wow.
we just Googled it. It's in South Asia.
Underwater suites.
Yeah, it's pretty full on.
Wow.
$50,000.
You gotta love Google. You know, the answers are right there.
Yeah.
That looks. You're. I mean, that water was as blue as it gets. So that is now on my bucket list.
Right?
I've never heard of it.
They advertise the Maldives a lot in Australia, so I'm exposed to it, and I just go, oh God, I'd love to go there.
Right?
Yeah, that's torture. So where we are, we're essentially in the middle of the United States, for the most part. We're a little more east, but pretty much in the middle. There's nothing.
Legit. Nothing.
There's nothing. It's so I mean we're landlocked. You head north, you know, there's lakes and things, but it is just nothing everywhere.
You can't you have to make almost an entire week out of it to go anywhere to see the ocean to make it worth it.
Yeah.
Like you can't go anywhere from here to get to the ocean and just do the weekend without spending a buttload of money.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think if you were to drive, the closest would be the East Coast, and I think the fastest you could get there to the coast, I would say, is 8 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's awful. Totally worth it. So, you know, it's just weird. I mean, we are like Midwest, they call it, but you know, it's pretty much in the middle. But yeah, so yeah, Maldives. I want to go. I've always wanted to go to Japan myself. Yeah. I think I think that's a beautiful place. You know, but that's more. I'm a city guy, so you know, Japan is just a giant freaking city. It seems like. Yeah.
It's pretty full on, apparently.
All right. So to stick with the theme of bucket list. There's a lot of things that people do, random activities. What is a giant bucket list item, like something you want to do in your life sometime that you've never done?
One of the things that I want to tick off this year is that I want to go train with a Thai fighter. He's one of the guys that I absolutely idolize. His name is Borkow. He's got a couple of camps in Thailand. This guy's a beast. I'm not sure if you've heard of him.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard of Borkow?
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I have a story actually. I fought in Sweden on the. I took a fight on a week's notice, and I flew to Sweden. I flew in the day before when I fought on the K1 Max, and Borkow was in my change room, and I was like completely starstruck. And you know, he put Vaseline on my face, and he was going out for a really big fight. And there he is. He wasn't even ready. Didn't even have his shorts on. And he's sitting there playing like a Game Boy. And then he gets caught out, puts his Game Boy down, puts his shorts on, and goes and knocks the guy out. Like, this is crazy. like what?
No big deal.
Like what?
Yeah.
And like everyone else is sitting there psyching themselves up. They're all warming up. This guy just puts his shorts on, heads out, knocks the guy out, knocks the guy out, comes back. It was crazy. Crazy.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, he is an absolute monster.
He's a beast. Yeah. So that's on my bucket list. Yeah, for sure.
How do you feel about skydiving?
We'll never do it.
No?
No way.
You don't like gravity sports?
No way. No way. I'm terrified of heights. Like, so bad. There's no way you'll get me jumping out of a plane.
I've done it twice.
No way. Have you?
Yeah, I took my mom with me the second time. She actually came with me. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Our birthday is 3 days apart, me and my mom. So it was like a birthday thing we did. And then the guy that we knew, like, organized it. Because when you jump the first few times, if you don't take a class, you have to do what's called a tandem jump. So you're attached to somebody else. And we knew somebody that worked there and knew the people that worked there. And he, like, I guess before we got there, had talked to them. So we got free video of it, and they had actually gotten it to where me and my mom met up in the sky. Like, we could see each other as we're coming down.
Oh, wow.
So, like, not only do I get to check something off of my bucket list, but, like, it's so personalized and individualized. Like, nobody else could ever get something like that.
No way.
So
I'm terrified of heights.
Oh, see, I am an adrenaline junkie. Like,
oh, wow.
all of that. I love all that stuff. I mean, most people are like, yeah, I used to be like that, and then I had a kid, and blah, blah. No, I'm just worse. It got worse. My 2 skydiving jumps were both within the past 3 years. My daughter's 8. So, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like you only have one life, so you got to live it to the best of your ability.
Well, I knew I was scared of heights, but I didn't realise that how real my fear was until I did the Harbour Bridge climb, the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I was taken on that on my birthday, and so I was going up, and then we kind of come to the first bit, and I looked down, and I almost passed out. I went, okay, I am really scared of heights. Wow. And then we weren't that high. But once we reached the top, I was fine. But that's when I realised, no, I actually do have a genuine fear, like of heights. That you'll never get me skydiving.
Well, and it's funny too. People talk about, some people are like, I thought I was afraid of heights, but I got up there, I was fine. It turns out I'm just afraid of falling, and I'm like, yeah, I put those 2 fears together and just do it.
Oh my god. My middle sister, she rings me up one day. She goes, I'm going skydiving next weekend. I go, what do you mean? I said, have you even thought about this? And she goes, no, my friend rang me and asked me, and I just said yes. Like, who does that? Who does that?
Actually, that's how it came to me the first time. My nanny at the time was a live-in nanny for a married couple that we were friends with. And they were like, so we're going skydiving in a couple weeks. You want to come with us? I said yes, and he said no at the same time.
Yeah, I will forever.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, I will forever be the guy on the ground with the camera. Forever.
Yeah.
I just, heights don't bother me. Gravity does. Gravity wins all the time. So, I'm not going to get into a fight with gravity.
Yeah, no, I'm just not. It's the whole free falling and no.
What's funny about that is they ask you before you jump, do you prefer the free fall or do you prefer the parachute? And I actually get horribly motion sick. Like, I'm talking, even when I'm driving, I get motion sick. So
wow.
I opt for the longer free fall and the shorter parachute ride.
You're crazy.
Well,
You're crazy.
It gets even better.
Longer free fall.
It gets even better because within the last 6 months, I was diagnosed with a heart condition, and apparently my heart beats faster than it's supposed to, so I kind of wish I would have had a heart rate monitor at the time to see what it got to.
Oh my goodness.
Like, on average...
I didn't realize that you could choose the length of time you could free fall. That's even worse.
Right, well, because they have a gauge on their arms, so they know, like, where they're at according to the barometric pressure. And they just have to pull the chute by a certain time. As long as it's pulled by a certain distance from the ground, you'll fall safely.
Okay.
So, yeah. I thought that was pretty phenomenal that they ask you that. Well, and it's really cool, too, because you don't get the option to back out. Once your feet are hanging off the edge of that plane, you lose all control, and they jump for you.
No way. No way.
I got a video of it on my Facebook, and I'm trying to scream, and nothing comes out.
I just, no.
No.
I went on a ride once at Australia's Wonderland, and they do, like, you just go straight up, right? And then you just fall. And then I remember just trying to scream, and nothing came out. And pretty much from that moment is when, nah.
Nah,
I can't do it.
My sister passed out on one of those rides. My dad had to carry her off of it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. So, I won't do any of those rides either.
Yeah, I don't. I just,
No.
I just don't.
Well, you have vertigo, too, so that would make it worse.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so just want to let everybody know. So I have actually stop the video capture on the stream because it just hung up. So audio's fine, but just want to let everybody know that. But anyway, so wrapping it up because I don't want to waste too much of your time. I mean, it's day there. You got stuff to do. What are your 3 keys to success?
The first one is you have to believe in yourself. That's number one. Commitment and consistency. They're the 3 things. But self-belief is the biggest one. Without that, nothing will really work.
I like that. I like it a lot. I agree with you. Like, if you can't believe in yourself, then you can't push yourself. So
you have to believe in yourself, and that's the biggest one. Self-belief.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's great.
Because you can do all your training, you can do all your preparation, but if you don't have that self-belief, it'll all fall apart in there.
Yeah, I mean that's very important, and you should apply that to everything.
Everything. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, this was a lot of fun. I appreciate you being on here. This was awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh no, it's always our pleasure. Stay in touch if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd love to do. I'll reach out to you. We'll get together for an article.
Yep.
Put something together.
I'm glad I was able to rescue you from having to spend an hour alone with him.
It was nice to talk to you. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you too.
But have a great day. We're gonna head out and we'll do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. This was fun.
As long as Saturdays your time works for you, I mean, we can always schedule this. So.
Yep.
Works for me.
All right, cool. Well, have a great day. We're gonna head on out. It's been a great time talking to you.
It was great talking to you guys too. You guys have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Yeah. Mwah.
That was fun.
Yes, it was.
Did we already end our...